Before this session, ITS India, along with our members like IIT Hyderabad, IIT Mumbai, OMI Foundation, and a couple of more organizations, our sponsors, those who have supported us, we have successfully completed 2 pre-AI summit, which was one at the IIT Hyderabad, another was at the IIT Mumbai. On the basis of our credentials, our efforts, we are fortunate to get the leadership dialogue on AI in mobility, accelerating the future of the intelligent transport. We will deliberate here. We'll request all the dignitaries, audience to come up with certain recommendations so that these recommendations should become the part of the proceedings of the AI Impact Summit 2026. You know, the topic we have, or the sector we have, mobility. This is the one of the key sector, and it's a priority sector defined by the government also because of the different challenges we have been facing. The vast infrastructure we have in India, which is the second to the US, and maybe shortly we will overtake that. We have about 1.5 to 2% of the vehicles on the road, which are contributing to about 12% of the fatalities, accidents. So imagine the 1.5 to 2% of the vehicles contributing to the about 12% of fatalities is a very serious issue. That's why the importance of this mobility and AI can play a vital role. So thus, we'll request our leadership. First of all, I'll request President of ITS India, Akhilesh sir, kindly escort the dignitaries to the dais. Sanjay Bandyopadhyay sir, Member Technology, welcome sir. Prashant Banerjee sir, Dr. Puneet, Mr. Joshi, and Mr. Ashok Kumar, because of some urgent assignment. He was here, but he has left a while ago.
But we want a photo earlier, at the beginning of the session.
So they want a, yeah.
We can have a photo. Because
So that they want.
we complete, they will give a memento from AI.
Sir,
Start with the memento is given at
No, at the end. Or saying the photo.
Bombay ID you gave it to you.
So this is the
Professor Sikdar.
ये फोटो मोमेंटो बन के भी आएगा बाय टाइम ही कंप्लीट। सर सामने चैतन्य जी आगे आइए अरे ऐश्वर्या
Now I'll request Mr. Akhilesh Srivastav, who is the President of the ITS India, President IRF, India chapter, and also the President of the Bitumen Forum. So I'll request him to take it forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Shiv, and very good morning, our chief guest, Mr. Sanjay Bandyopadhyay, sir, former Secretary Government of India, now member of Honorable Supreme Court Committee on Road Safety, who, I mean, he is directly dealing with the one of the aspects which we are going to discuss today, critical related to the mobility is the road safety. There are many other challenges, but this is the foremost and prime. Thank you very much, sir. We have Mr. Ayan Palan. He is a member technical Department of Telecommunication, looking into the technical spectrum and other related issues which going to affect the mobility, next generation mobility, which is coming up in a way directly. We have with us Mr. P.K. Banerjee. He is Chief Executive Director of SIAM, Society of Indian Automobiles Manufacturers, a very powerful body. And you know, the mobility require two parts, the infrastructure and the vehicles. So he is the man heading that. And then we have industry experts, Dr. Puneet Rathore from Qualcomm. We have Mr. not Teja Gudena, but Shramik. He is from ITS company called IMNEX, and they are providing the best ITS services on many part of the highways in India. Samriddhi, one Nagpur to Mumbai, is a wonderful highway which is on which they have developed a very good unique solution in Mumbai, One Mumbai kind of, which was launched by Honorable Prime Minister, where what future cities are going to be, that's we'll be talking today, where it's all interconnected. App is the AI is going to help you to connect all the dots from your origin to the destination in a seamless way, avoiding all those congestions and all. That's they have already demonstrated and will be talking about it. And I'll be moderating this panel session. We have a very restricted time, just 55 minutes, and the organizers just told me stick to the time, not more than 2 minutes are allowed. So I'll be straight coming to the points which we are going to discuss. And so the distinguished guests and the delegates and the participants who has come, all the heartiest welcome to you all. Then we have a professor from IIT Roorkee. One more professor will be joining, Mr. Sonal Ahuja, Mr. Mahendra Srivastav, former advisor to TRI. And forgive me if I don't mention you all, but the heartiest welcome to all of you for joining this very informative and interactive session which we are going to. So quickly coming to the topic, what are the five, how AI is going to reshape the mobility. So mobility is now going to shift to mobility 5.0. If somebody can ask what is now mobility 5.0, we have heard industrial revolution 1, 2, 3, 4.0. So what's going to be 5.0? So I will just give a background. The mobility 1.0 was when we were moving on the by foot or through animals, carts and all. Then came the mobility 2.0 when the industrial railways came, or the shared means the government owned or the organization owned vehicles came for a very short time, but then it quickly moved to mobility 3.0 when the vehicles became the property, the people started owning it, the private vehicles came and the infrastructure, roads, etc. started developing around that. And mobility 4, which we are experiencing, is the connected mobility, shared mobility, and the electric, and all these are coming up. But very soon, this again, like 2 move to 3 very quickly. This 4 will pave way to the 5 with the advent of AI embedding into the mobility. So the AI is now going to not keep it only connected, but it's going to make it intelligent. So it's going to be the intelligent vehicles, intelligent infrastructure, and overall the ecosystem is going to be the mobility is going to be, it's not, yesterday we had a conference in IIT Delhi where one key thing came out by telling people to follow the route safety rules or norms. It's not going to work that way, because we are seeing in the last few decades the road accidents are not decreasing. Why not we tell the vehicle to follow the rules instead of road signages showing 60 kilometer per hour speed is permitted, and now it's up to driver to look at the sign if he is so careful, and thereafter perceive this and take action to reduce the speed. That's all subjective. But if this sign is conveying the directly to the vehicle through sensors, through connected vehicle ecosystem, and vehicle is automatically reduced to 60 kilometer. There is nothing, so the information is conveyed to the correct place. So that's the going to be the next generation intelligent. Apart from this road safety, what more AI is going to do about the mobility? It's like second thing is you see the congestion, which is the normal with globally it's a common phenomena, and India, because rapid urbanization is taking place, it's chaos. Probably yesterday you must have heard in the news some CEO missed the dinner hosted by Honorable Prime Minister because they were caught in traffic jam for 4 hours. So these are things, it's not unusual. It's happening almost every day. How this AI can solve it? Because AI can, with enough data being generated, can identify origin, destination. It can adaptive traffic signals. The traffic signal, instead of being an isolated signal with a fixed timeline, already adaptive is there, but traffic signals can talk to each other. They can see the flow from which side it is coming, and they can convey one signal to other, that 300 vehicles has been sent from this signal to other, and the next signal is prepared with that light optimization. Multimodal, which we require very badly in India, and Professor Mittal will be talking about it in the next talk when we'll be talking. It's mandatory because we cannot load, there is a limitation to the road, so public infrastructure has to be, but AI can actually connect the multimodal and the last mile, everything on that. Similarly, the smart incident detection and the emergency response. In case of accident or in case of any disaster or emergency, how AI can help to quickly align the responders. The moment an ambulance reaches, an ambulance take to the hospital, instead of person going and waiting for some aligning a correct treatment or the doctor, this information can be shared by AI through AI to the hospital where the ambulance is taking it. And with the condition of that person, the accident victim or the and preparedness is there, so immediate action can be there, reducing the golden hour time. And lastly, the AI is going to improve the freight and the logistic efficiency to a very, very great extent. By knowing, truck need not to wait after offloading to the next, already there are platforms doing, but AI can make it in a very, very different way at different level. Managing the thing with the prediction or the predictive analysis or the modeling for next a month or 2 months of the same logistic companies. And that's going to improve the logistic efficiency to very, very great. So I won't be taking much time because we have very limited time. I will be requesting my next speaker to just let me have a look, because we got certain changes at the last moment. I will request Mr. Banerjee to give his thoughts about it, how he perceives from the vehicle point of view, being executive president of SIAM, how vehicle manufacturers are preparing themselves, what they are thinking very quickly. That will be great. Since the time restriction is given to us, we'll request you 3 to 5 minutes time. Thank you very much.
Good morning, distinguished speakers in the dais, off the dais, experts here. On behalf of Indian automobile industry, I think AI is one tool which is going to transform the way the business is being done right from cradle to grave. What I mean by cradle to grave means if I divide the entire automotive value chain into 6 parts, the part 1 is basically conceptualizing the product, knowing the market requirement, customer's behavior, what we call QFD. So QFD is done before the product is conceptualized in the market, what product you will be putting in. And then once the product definition is done, and you decide that this is a product at this price point you are going to put in the market, the stylists come in place, and then they start creating A surfaces. And then the traditional way of doing things where you do the clay modeling and then you define a kind of product and then get it approval of design before you convert the A surfaces into the actual product. This particular concept is completely going to transform with AI. There'll be huge amount of front-loading digitization will happen, and the turnaround time which takes to conceptualize a product and get the approval before the entire investment on the jigs and dies and fixtures. Remember that if 3 years is a traditional product, a car introduction timeline, actually majority of time goes in the jigs and fixtures and dies and tools creation. And this particular design finalization of a product based on the customer's need can be minimized with AI intervention. Having done that, the next stage is identifying the suppliers, identifying the compliance requirement of materials, identifying the right material for lightweighting, identifying the right material for supply augmentation. So vendor selection, localization, development, validation, certification, entire activities, blockchain kind of concept, risk mitigation, and of course the geopolitical uncertainty coverages can be managed by AI beautifully. So this is the second part of the entire product development cycle. Having done that, you have to now manufacture. When you go into the manufacturing line, you have robots, you have Industry 4.0, you have management of the entire product assembly process with the necessary guidelines. That also gets hugely managed well. And then once the product is ready, the qualifying criteria, the quality assurance is also part of AI. And once the product move out in the marketplace, the buyers should know what they want to buy. And then preference of the customers, the insurance companies, the finance model, what kind of services will be offered, what kind of customer experience will be given. AI-driven services will be far more accurate, far more faster, and it will delight the customer. And then you will have a better chance to succeed. Now the product is in the marketplace. How the product is performing, repair, recall, services, predictive maintenance, time to time interventions and informing the customers at the right place what he needs to do, how he needs to drive. With the connected vehicle being there, you know that how you are driving, how I am driving, how many times I am stopping, how when I charge, what is my duty cycle. Based on the duty cycle, I can give you a performance by the over-the-air software updates in a manner that you will be completely doing the best of the optimized performance with the low-cost operations and longer durability life of a product. Having done that, once the vehicle is on the road, it has its own end of life. Then obviously when the vehicle is going back, you must be able to recover material, because the secondary source of material will be the future. Primary source will be stopped, and then you will have a complete recycling. You have to recycle more than 95% of your precious metals and all the ferrous, non-ferrous. One thing beautifully has happened, what Indian government has done, there are 6 EPR rules have come in. So you have to recover plastic, you have to recover rubber, you have to recover ferrous, non-ferrous, e-waste, battery, and then you have to also recover the fluids, lubricants, engine oils. So I think AI has a huge potential to transform the way we live, the way we operate, the way we get, and it will be delight. So I think I am so delighted to be present here on behalf of ITS. I am so thankful that auto industry is in a cusp of a time where AI adoption will transform the way we do business. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Banerjee, for telling at the entire life cycle how AI is going to do in automobile industry. Very quickly, I will take you to the next. What I just talked is going to be intelligent, but the vehicle will be intelligent when they are connected. We have an expert, Dr. Puneet Rathod, who has done. He is from Qualcomm, and they have been doing. They're working on this area. So quickly, Mr. Puneet, you want to make some presentation or you just talk?
I sent something to Arjun.
Maybe I'll start. Good afternoon, everyone, and all the distinguished panelists on the stage, and all the esteemed colleagues of the dais as well. My brief talk is going to focus around information and data and how this intelligent transport systems can be enabled. And two very important things that were mentioned by Akhilesh and also Mr. Banerjee was about intelligent vehicles or smarter vehicles, and that is something which is as we move forward, the vehicles themselves, we have been hearing this term software-defined vehicles. So the vehicle itself is having a lot more compute. The traffic system itself is also having more intelligence built in. So both the vehicles and the traffic control system itself, both of them being connected. And by connected, I don't intend to say they are connected via a registration mechanism like a Wi-Fi connecting to an access point, and then they are always within the connection range. This is more about presence or perception. So the vehicle making its presence known to the immediate vicinity, and the same way the roadside infrastructure making its presence and status known within the immediate vicinity. And this availability of perception and information about what is the current state of the traffic light, whether it is green, red, going to turn amber very soon, the perception of the vehicle itself, what is the speed it is going and how fast, and all of this within the short distance of around 500 to 600 meter radius. This gives the ability from a radio point of view, the vehicle announcing itself, I'm here, that it can go beyond the traditional sensors like radars and cameras, which can go beyond visual line of sight. And this going beyond visual line of sight can improve the ability of cars to be able to take some decisions to make the driver aware, so that some corrective action could be taken, maybe apply brakes, maybe slow down. And this is something which can then help in making the roads safer. And why I emphasize on both the roadside infrastructure and the vehicle itself is, if you look at the overall accident statistics, the global statistics are consistent. Almost 20 to 25% of all the accident deaths are at intersections. So intersection safety is something which is very, very crucial. And globally, if we look at intelligent transport systems or V2X, there are countries that have been prioritizing making these intersections more intelligent, more smarter, and more safer. And V2X as one technology could be one of those elements which can make available this information or the data that can then be utilized by the traffic control systems and the vehicle themselves to make it more smarter and safer. With that brief note, I'll give the floor back. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you, Puneet. I mean, you very categorically demonstrated how V2X, and I'm good. We'll be talking the next question during the panel about the global perspective, how it has been implemented in US, what are the learnings, and how it can be quickly adopted in India as well, and where are we? And that was one part, the connected vehicle. Another aspect where AI can actually make a real impact on day-to-day is in cities, solving the congestion, or the AI-based ATMS system. For this, we have with us Mr. Samik Joshi. He is the head of and gateways of MNEX, already doing at Samriddhi Expressway, I said, and in Mumbai one. So, Samik, over to you. You can.
Welcome, everybody. So, we believe that the last 2 decades, we've spent a significant amount of effort as a country on developing infrastructure. And in the next decade or so, we'll make a significant effort to make that infrastructure intelligent. We are doing 3 such initiatives. One, at a city level, second, for highways, and third, for urban mobility via public transportation. And I want to give you a segue into those 3 initiatives to showcase what intelligence can do to infrastructure. So first is, at a city level, what we have done for the city of Surat is that we have deployed cameras at intersections so that we can understand what is the density of the vehicles and what are the type of vehicles at a particular intersection, based on which we not just optimize an individual signal, but also optimize an entire corridor. So essentially, when a vehicle experiences a green light at one junction, we give a free pass to that vehicle across multiple junctions if the vehicle is moving across a corridor. In addition to that, whenever there is an emergency vehicle which is passing through and which is tagged or identified as an emergency vehicle that needs a green channel, we can enable that too. So this is on the urban side. On the highway side, India has been fighting a war since last 30 years. Sir would also agree to that, and that war is against traffic. Every year, we lose more people on highways than we did at the peak of COVID. And it is an urgent and important issue to address. And this is where highway traffic will start playing an important role. What we are doing for Samriddhi Expressway, which connects Mumbai and Nagpur, is that we are installing more than 5,000 cameras. Each of those cameras is enabled with computer vision analytics, so that we identify stalled vehicles, we identify vehicles that are violating traffic norms in terms of overspeeding, we identify oversized vehicles that do not have reflectors, we identify drivers who are speaking on phone while they are moving across the highways. All these incidents are then captured, and the idea is not just to identify violations, but also to ensure that in an event of an incident, there is proper dispatch management. So once an incident has been detected, we ensure that we have more eyes and ears on the ground by virtue of drones as well as body-worn cameras given to emergency responders, so that the dispatch and the issue resolution can be more prompt, and right amount of coordination can be done with hospitals, with emergency services whenever an incident has been detected. So this is on the highways. Finally, while we take interventions in augmenting intelligence and build capacities on the road, the issue of incidents and congestion will not be solved simply by installing smart systems on the road. The issue will be solved only if there is a modal shift from private vehicles to public vehicles. And for that, what we have done in the city of Mumbai is that Mumbai has multiple systems from a public mobility perspective. There are 5 bus operators in and around the cities. There is BEST, which manages the city transport within the urban local boundary of Mumbai city. Then there is a bus system for Thane, there is a bus system for Navi Mumbai, one for Vasai and Virar, one for Mira Bhayandar. All these 5 bus systems currently operate in a fragmented manner. There are 3 rail networks, the Central Rail, Western Rail and Harbour Rail, which operate railways within the city. There are 4 metro lines currently which are operational in the city. Now all these systems operate in a fragmented manner. For me as a commuter, if I have to travel from let's say Mira Bhayandar to South Mumbai, where I might be working, I need to buy 3 separate tickets. I need to plan my journey across three systems separately. What we have done is consolidated all these 13 different modes of transport into a single app, through which you can plan your journeys across multiple modes, and you can just book one single QR code that enables you to spend minimum amount of time while you are transitioning from one mode of transport to the other mode of transport. So I think collectively as a nation, if we want to introduce AI, we should not just be thinking about sensors and data. We should be thinking about what decisions can be taken on the edge and what are the outcomes that we need to plan. And those outcomes are something that the AI should drive and not just point solutions. Thank you.
Thank you, Samik. What I was just talking about, how AI actually can reshape the mobility. These few examples which you gave, Surat, Mumbai, and the it's both urban and the rural highways. We are talking AI is going to make the mobility intelligent. A lot of data is being generated through sensors, through infrastructure, fixed cameras, moving parts. I mean, almost now every vehicle is having some sensors which are communicating data to the OEMs, and then government is also taking some part of the data. But to take it to a platform where this can be analyzed, where AI layer can actually work on it, we require connectivity. And the connectivity is a kind of a spectrum, or the what kind of network we are going to use. And that plays the vital role. And in fact, if I say the future of the vehicles will not be the deciding factor of how many lanes the road is having, or what is the horsepower of the vehicle engine. It's more will be driven by the spectrum or the communication technology, how it's being, and the processing unit AI is going to. It's a software-driven vehicle, and the problems are going to be solved through this. That's the Mobility 5.2, the intelligent vehicles. To talk on this topic, how Government of India is taking it forward, what is their vision, how they are planning about the spectrum. Globally, spectrums are being allocated for the mobility, for the safety purposes. Government has also taken most of you must have heard Honorable Minister Gadkari saying that we are going to come with a connected vehicle, V2V, and he said this in one of the address, where transport secretaries and commissioner of all the states were there in Bharat Mandapam in a high-level meeting. So those things are coming up in a very big way. But let us know from the real person who is behind this. The spectrum is the DOT role, how they take it forward, what they are planning. So for that, I will request Mr. R.N. Pillai. We are privileged that we have Mr. R.N. Pillai is a member technical from Department of Telecommunication, who actually deals with this. He is the man behind in charge for this. So we'll take this opportunity to request him to kindly enlighten us what government is thinking on those lines, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Distinguished panelists, speakers, the delegates, ladies and gentlemen, very good afternoon. So this session is on that AI in mobility, accelerating the future of intelligent transport. We are talking about, and we'll be deliberating in these sessions on multiple occasions. We'll be talking about the artificial intelligence, its applications, how the transport systems will be more resilient and more informed, and avert the possible that accidents, for example, giving the more informations, and how it can enable the citizens to have a better life. And the theme of the, particularly this AI summit, is welfare for all and happiness for all. This is the theme we are talking about. Mobility has always been is part of the civilizations and the ancient trade routes that connected Asia and maritime networks that link the continents, and the railways that power the industrial growth, and each transformed the society far beyond the transport itself. And movement has never been about any distance. It has always been opportunity. Today we are talking about that opportunity embedded with the intelligence, which is not human generated, but it is machine generated. So as far as my own domain is concerned, thanks to Akhilesh Saab, he has also mentioned that how the technology will be at the leveraged point to support the transport systems. So the transport systems will be only be made intelligent with the interconnected devices, and the informations spinning off from each these devices, be it in that IoT, sensors, devices, vehicles which are carrying these sensors and interconnections, and inferring the informations to have a predictive this analysis, so that it will be of help to particularly to humans. So in this context, that Ministry of, I'll just draw the few points. The Ministry of Road Transport. As per the records, the accident in particularly India 2023, this is around 4.8 lakhs accidents, out of which the fatality is around 1.72 lakhs. So huge speaker rate is one of the highest among the other countries in the world. So there has this prompted the committees to be formed, and DOT is also part of the committee because enabling the technology through this the networking is the mandate of the Department of Telecoms. It deals with the spectrum which connects the devices in a wireless manner. So future for a smarter mobility lies in intelligent, cooperative and connected systems. If you go to that particularly, the critical pillar of the intelligent mobility is vehicle to everything, that V2X communications. By enabling the vehicles to communicate with each other through the V2B, vehicle to vehicle communications, by enabling the vehicles to communicate with the infrastructures, roadside infrastructures, then vehicle to the network, and overall V2 anything. So that means the sensors fitted in the vehicles, they have to communicate with the network, they will communicate with the roadside, the infrastructures, they will also communicate with themselves, so that to arrive at their geolocations and also predict that is there any threat component and other things. There itself the massive data will be generated, and this massive data will require a high this processing capacity at the data centers or distributed or centrally, and they infer the informations and give the guidance to the drivers. So this is what is all about, and to arrive at, we need a ecosystems where the equipment suppliers, they provide the equipment with required specifications, and the devices are also then manufactured with specifications which is predictive in nature. Third, we must provide a predictive frequency band or spectrum on which the systems must interact or interwork. So India has also taken a lead in this, because this is not a national but international, because you are having the vehicles export and imported to India as well. So to this, we have also in DOT, we are working on it, and we have also identified a spectrum in the particularly 5.9 gigahertz that we have earmarked it, so that ecosystem will develop once we give that certainty that this frequency will operate. Now that we have also that our regulator is TRI, they are working on it is for for the level of signaling, and also the communication between vehicle to the roadside units. Now coming to that devices, means particularly if you talk about the standards, so India is also taking a standard, international standards in ETSI, ETSI, which is the European standards, and through this they are defining the protocols that in what way the devices they interact, either IoT or M2M devices, or the devices in the roadside units. So how they will operate, the protocols that has already been defined, and in the process of getting a finer shape. And this particularly this committee has also resolved that what are the technical requirements for interworking. And spectrum is the lifeline of connectivity, and we have also given that spectrum for the two part. One is that vehicle to the roadside units or vehicle to the network, and as a vehicle to vehicle. There are two segments. One is which will be on a regulated manner. Another is that we can have an unlicensed band, and that spurs, actually that propels particularly the growth of the industry to develop the ecosystems. Looking ahead, the mobility will be the hyper-connected. 5G and 6G tomorrow will have the will have its place by 2030. Edge computing, coupled with satellite communications in the lower orbit, LEO, lower orbit stations, LEO and MEO. Those were in 400 kilometers away from Earth. So these will be propelling the connectivity part in a massive way. And today, together, they will form a seamless digital mobility grid, one that senses, learns, and adapts in real time. And that adaptation means they will learn and they will cope up with this intelligence and develop the predictive models. And imagine a future where the freight corridors anticipate disruptions before it occurs, where emergency vehicles receive automated priority across the city networks, where the connectivity reaches remote highways and border regions. Particularly, it is very sensitive for the border regions. So now, at the end, I'll just leave my own thoughts. Let this dialogue, particularly this discussion, mark a decisive step towards the future where the intelligence is embedded in the infrastructure, connectivity is universal, innovation is responsible, and mobility is inclusive. India stands already in a formidable position to collaborate, to innovate, and where responsibility calls to lead. I look forward to the insightful discussions in this panel. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for giving a very clear roadmap how DOT is planning and how. Thank you very much. I think it's very exciting, and I mean, this is what people must be wanted to listen since long. Thank you very much. There was one problem what during talk he just mentioned about the road fatalities. Sir, with just 1.5% of, I mean, the India contributes for almost 11% of the road fatalities, which is highest in the earth, in the globe. And the second number is not even half, they are much, much below. So it's a serious issue. And you rightly said that such kind of technologies can be a gap filler because the growth, despite our normal things are, it's not reducing, but technology can be an enabler which can help to quickly reduce the facility. So to talk on this road safety issue, we are honored to have with us member of the Supreme Court, Honorable Supreme Court Committee on Road Safety, Mr. Sanjay Bandyopadhyay, ex-bureaucrat. He was Secretary to the Government of India in his earlier role. Now he is leading it from the front. He recently got implemented electronic enforcement. So I won't be entering into his discussions. May I request you, sir, to address the gathering with your...
Yeah, to keep the focus, I have a small presentation also. So dignitaries on the dais, the audience, esteemed audience, ladies and gentlemen. Now many speakers have already spoken about the various technologies which are coming, the ITS on the roads, and the future of mobility. And we are in this AI summit, and one of the major concern of the world, and that specifically India, is on the safety of roads. you are traveling on a car, driving yourself, and you are hit by somebody, a larger vehicle. And even if you are not killed, but you break your bones, you say, what was my fault? I was driving in my lane. The person who hit me doesn't follow the rules, whether he had passed the test or not, I don't know. Every day when you see in the newspaper, somebody productive is killed. And that is a major concern, not only of the government, but also of the courts, the Supreme Court. So if you see our figures, these figures are from the published data of the Government of India and collected by the state government, the police department and the transport department. You can see the number of deaths, how many deaths per day. This is on the recent published data of 2023, because there is a delay of 2 years. And the number of accidents are nearly 500,000 with so many injuries, and that too these are serious injuries. The minor injuries are not counted in this. They are called minor, but at least some bones are broken in this. Now, I am giving these figures in the AI summit because I know that many people are working on the road safety to find solutions in the road safety. They are using the AI tools to improve the road conditions. And these are the data through which these people who are seriously working in this will be able to see that what kind of AI agents will be built in future, whether there is a case for recovery of the investment. I will say yes. With so much of thing, government stands with you, the court stands with you, and it is the need of the hour. If you see, National Highway and the State Highway is only nearly 50% of the road length, but it accounts for 59% of the fatalities. NH is 36.5, State Highway is 22.8. Of course, the traffic density is higher, but here, if you develop AI tools, it's easy to manage because you have to work only on 4.9% of the road length. Put ATMs, different cameras, control room, ambulances, all 4 E's can work on 4 E's of road safety. Then the productive population is affected. If you make road safe, they are ready to pay also. It will come from the insurance sector also somehow. Then the highways with a long stretch are the most affected. One of the speaker was saying, of course he was quoting the world thing, that the junctions are affected. No, in India the long stretches on the rural highway accounts for the highest number of fatalities, because overspeeding is one of the main reasons. Enforcement is required. So the target corridors are the long stretches of national highways, state highways, and there are some urban hotspots. And the target states are also these 10. So if these states are taken care of, people who are working, these states account for the highest number of fatalities in the country. Then in the road user death, two-wheelers, they have highest number of deaths, 44.8, pedestrian 20.4, car taxi 12.4, and truck lorries only 5.8. Again, impacting vehicle, two-wheelers 28.2. This may be all because the two-wheeler has struck roads, dividers, not wearing helmets. This is hurt, and it is his fault. That is why it's 28.2. Because somebody may ask why, how can an impacting vehicle like two-wheeler will be there? Because if you are driving on a wrong side, if you are crisscrossing the lanes, not maintaining the lanes, and you are hitting something, then it's your fault. You are booked for that. So again, you can see the various vehicles in which if AI solutions are built in, worked in, then it will give results. Then continuing further, overspeeding is the 68%. I think world over overspeeding is one of the main reasons. Enforcement is an issue, training is an issue, means education is an issue, and other things are there, road calming, speed calming measures will be there. Wrong side, of course, people say wrong side may be a major issue, but it's only 5.5% of the fatalities. Again, the reasons of death: hit from back, 22%, 21%, hit and run is 18%, head-on collision is 17%, hit from side is 17%, and so on. So I think the ADAS will help this in some aspect, and more AI tools in the ADAS, built-in AI tools in the ADAS is required. I think it will come very soon in larger vehicles, and that will give some relief. And by the licenses, maximum is the valid license. People who have license, they either hit or get killed, 71%. Not known means they don't know whether he has license or not. This on the accident. Then persons killed, non-use of safety devices, helmet, of course, everybody knows. So many drivers killed, so percentage of passenger killed, seat belts. So again, this is an enforcement issue based on the AI based on the camera, the analysis, and enforcement will bring in the results. And again, the straight road and curved road. So I gave this data because I gave also in IIT Bombay, the conference also I told, AI conference, because there will be many people who are developing AI solutions and want quick returns out of it so that they can recover money and move to the next solution. These are some of the requirements where the government, other people will stand with you, and this is the need of the hour. Now there has been efforts on the cashless treatment during the golden hour. Then recently a zero fatality district program for 100 districts in 15 states have been taken, in which the action plan has been prepared for each of these districts, and 33% of deaths in India take place in just these 100 districts, and it will be monitored closely. Then the Supreme Court told that on the principle of marginal returns, electronic enforcement, nothing new, but is important. So an SOP was issued by MORTH on the instance of scores. We approved it. It has various components on electronic enforcement, where again AIs can be built in, and we have written also that AI should be built in. On the IRAD, this is the accident system which generates the EDAR reports. Integration of the data between the transport department's IRAD and the CCTNS of the Ministry of Home. That is also important. If data is not available, you cannot issue e-challans. You cannot prosecute people. You cannot take corrective measures. So this is an effort which is going on. But a lot of AI inputs will be required into this. Then challan is another thing. Only 18% of the challans are recovered. We are trying to work through the courts and the police and the transport department to increase the recovery. But quick solutions are required. It has been pending for a long time. Then again, e-court is an important thing. Supreme Court has taken a pilot e-court implementation in the Patiala court on this, and which will be implemented all over the country. And we have been pushing them, this committee on e-courts, that implemented soon. There were certain issues. Because, see, once accident take place, there are two issues. There are two components of this. First, out of the total claim given, say 1 crore rupees, insurance company says, I will be able to give, based on the premium, only 40 lakh rupees. 60 lakhs say, the vehicle owner has to give because of these reasons, then he has to pay it. Next time he will think twice when he is handing over the vehicle to somebody or he is driving himself, that there is a default on his part or not. That will reduce the number of accidents. Then there is the ATMS component on this. Then a road safety committee which deals with the whole issue in the districts has to be accountable, monitoring of these committees. They made the action plans, measurable action plan, monitored regularly by the state committee and the MOR. And we also audit the states. And there, of course, is capacity building in all these components. Then recently, this week only, we had approved the SOP for pre-hospital cares. So now, Uberization of ambulances, the first responders, the hospitals is required. Because you always take him to a government hospital, which is not good. Nearest hospital should be also used. Private ambulances can also be used. These responders are trained. They try to save life there itself. If 2 responders are available in the village where accident takes place, they will rush and try to save life. So, Uberization of both public sector and private sector is there. And of course, what the health department says is the teleconsultation in pre-hospital care when moving from in the ambulances to the hospital, some of the care is taken so that life is saved. This SOP was issued recently, this week only on Monday, and it will be shared with the states and other stakeholders. Then there is another SOP for people with disabilities, because once he is discharged, he should get the equipment required for rehabilitation. He has to be tracked so that he again comes to a form where he can earn his own bread. So see, there are some issues where a lot of effort can go into, and this AI solution can be built into it so that the fatalities reduce and the people who are affected by this can again earn their bread. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. And I know this topic is so sensitive and touches everyone. It cannot be, we can't do justice in just 55 minutes to talk on this. So, but anyway, we tried our best. Our 3 speakers unfortunately got left, but I will not disappoint them. I will request them very quickly, just 2 minutes bite. So I think we have to start with Professor. You can come over here, and there is no time to now change the thing. Just 2 minutes you can talk on, and then Mr. Sonal, and we have Jiten come.
So thank you for the invitation. So looking from academia perspective, we see a lot of role of AI for, transportation and mobility. So for example, one of the technique we have been working on is to, given a hazy image, we could convert into dehaze image. So especially in the winter season in North India, there is a lot of fog and all, which affects the safety of the vehicles. So if we can integrate these things in the dashboard camera, this can help the drivers take correct decisions. Another thing which researchers in our institute we are doing is to work with authorities in Haridwar and other pilgrimage sites, is that to do crowd counting so that we can manage the crowd much better. Especially in Char Dham Yatra, Kavad Yatra, there is a huge crowd, and sometimes unless we predict the crowd and unless we have a good stock of the crowd, our policies will always fall short. So that's why we are working on with these authorities to make proper solutions. And finally, one more example I will cite is that our researchers are also working with like for example authorities in Nainital in especially summer season where there is a peak of tourist traffic. There is hardly any space for parking the cars. So then there is a huge coordination required between parking spots and the other feeder buses, because you have to park your cars outside the city and then a feeder bus will take you. But unless it is very convenient for the passengers, they will not cooperate. So we feel that AI will also build the trust of people in this whole city level management of the traffic. And once it is very convenient that at the comfort of an app, they can understand that instead of car, I should take the bus or I should do the rerouting, then they will happily cooperate, and all the schemes that government implement, that will be successful. So this is our vision of using AI for intelligent transportation, especially making it very convenient for people, safer for the people, and bringing their full cooperation. So that's all. In the interest of time, I'll stop here. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor. Asking Professor to complete in 2 minutes is, in fact, totally wrong, but thank you very much for your support. I now get Mr. Sonal Ahuja. He is the CEO of CAPS, doing a lot of work in ITS-related solutions. So over to you, Sonal, very quickly.
Thank you. So I know time is tight. So one of the most important things that we are facing in our cities is extreme congestion. If any one of us have gone to Pragati Maidan, you know the traffic and the problems that we are facing. And I always say, from the experience of being an international, I would say multinational company where we have implemented technologies all around, that no matter how much you will build the roads, people will always come there. And no matter how intelligent you make your traffic lights, they will be ill-geared to resort to the problems of traffic, and you will face accidents unless and until you integrate a couple of things. And that also means investing in public transport. Now, the metro station is there at Pragati Maidan, but it's very hard to reach and people don't really know it. So how am I going to take people out of the cars and into public transport? And investments in public transport must come along by giving them priority, by making public transport more achievable. And that also means that we need to manage the demand much more properly. And if we need to manage the demand, unfortunately, we need to charge for the road space. We face extreme amount of congestion and extreme problems during the winter months in Delhi, and cities must start seriously thinking about, can I charge the road user so as to contribute positively towards the society? Now, what are these road users which we can charge? Clearly, commercial vehicles. They are the number one contributors. The trucks, for example, they are the biggest contributors to the pollution. So can we start by experimental, I would say implementation of a program where we can contribute to the society by charging the vehicles, create charging zones which are not just point-based, but based upon distance, based upon GPS, based upon pay-as-you-go. So road user charging, combined with effective tolling, combined with intelligent traffic lights, can really work very well. And then as we saw that the most of the accidents are actually happening on the national and state highways, so CITS technology, which preempts the people, cameras which are equipped with right vision, as our Mumbai colleagues were saying, with the right bandwidth, with the right communication spectrum, and cars which have got, we should make mandatory that all the OEMs in India must enable the vehicles CITS ready. If they have an onboard unit ready, if they have this technology working on a common standard, implementing CITS and reducing these fatalities will be much easier. So on that, I would like to thank you so much, and I hope that in the next 5 years, we can make India as a zero crash or a zero death country. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Sonal, keeping it exactly on time. Now I have got one speaker, Mr. Jitendra. Jitendra, please come quickly. He is the founder and CEO of Onyx, and do a lot of traffic solutions, Delhi and many other cities, Bangalore. And very quickly, you can talk about your AI-based solution, which is going to be a game changer. You spoke to NVIDIA yesterday. Yeah, come.
Okay. Sir, I wanted to keep another perspective in this. For that, I'll just take 2 minutes. Sir, हम जो इंटेलिजेंट ट्रांसपोर्टेशन में एक्सेलरेशन करने वाले हैं फ्यूचर में, वो कितना हुआ? क्या हम उसकी कोई यूनिट ना बना सकते हैं? कोई यूनिट होनी चाहिए कि हमने जो इतने एफर्ट्स करे उसका इतना इम्पैक्ट हुआ. हम एआई इम्पैक्ट समिट में हैं, तो इसको इम्पैक्ट करने के लिए एक अच्छा तरीका है. आप किसी भी शहर में पॉइंट ए से पॉइंट एक्स तक ट्रैवल कीजिए और देखिए रास्ते में जो इंटरसेक्शंस आ रहे हैं, वहाँ जो ट्रैफिक लाइट्स हैं, वो ट्रैफिक लाइट्स में रेड का ड्यूरेशन कितना रहा, ग्रीन का ड्यूरेशन कितना रहा. अगर रेड बहुत ज़्यादा रहा और ग्रीन कम रहा तो एक अलग इम्पैक्ट है. और अगर इसका रिवर्स हुआ कि मैंने आपको रेड बहुत छोटा मिला, आप जल्दी से पार हो गए, तो ये एक अलग इम्पैक्ट है। इस सारे डाटा को, रेड लाइट के और ग्रीन लाइट के डाटा को इकट्ठा करके, एनालाइज करके, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस का यूज़ करके हम एक यूनिट पर पहुंच सकते हैं जिससे हम मेज़र कर सकें कि इम्पैक्ट कितना हुआ। तो ट्रैफिक सिग्नल मेरे हिसाब से इसको नापने की एक घड़ी है। एक जो समय की जो ट्रैफिक सिग्नल्स हैं वो इंटेलिजेंट ट्रांसपोर्टेशन का इम्पैक्ट कितना हुआ, वो उसको नापने की एक घड़ी है। थैंक यू।
Thank you. But your solution is much bigger because you are implementing, sir. I will just vary for the audience and people on dais. I can explain. He is optimizing the time based on the AI without any extra equipment on any of the junctions. Just by, I mean, you can, yeah. You want to add?
Yes, I want to explore that in 2 minutes. I'll finish.
Not 1 minute.
Okay, 1 minute. सो मैंने ट्रैफिक सिग्नल को एलईडी से, बल्ब से एलईडी में चेंज होते हुए देखा है, फिक्स टाइम से एडेप्टिव और इंटेलिजेंट और स्मार्ट होते हुए देखा है। और इसमें जो टेक्नोलॉजीज़ हैं उनमें जो लिमिटेशंस हैं उन सबको भी देखी है। और जो लेटेस्ट सोल्यूशन, इसका जो बेस्ट सोल्यूशन मेरे दिमाग में आया और जो हम जिस पे काम कर रहे हैं, हमने एक आर्टिफिशियल एल्गोरिदम बनाई है जो क्राउड सोर्स डाटा को मेज़र करती है और बिना कोई सेंसर लगाए, बिना कोई चेंज करे, उस बेसिस पे कि क्राउड सोर्स डाटा कितना है, ट्रैफिक सिग्नल को ग्रीन या रेड करती है। ये दिस अ सिंपल एल्गोरिदम। इसकी खासियत ये है कि आपको कोई गड्ढा नहीं खोदना, आपको कोई नया इक्विपमेंट नहीं लगाना, आपको कैमरे को इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, कैपेक्स जीरो है सर। डाटा हम क्राउड सोर्स डाटा लेते हैं, बहुत सारे। कुछ एक चीज़ें मैं बताना चाहूँगा, जैसे सारी चीज़ नहीं, आपको अकेले में बताऊँगा। टॉम से हम डाटा लेते हैं, गूगल से हम डाटा लेते हैं, मल्टीपल सोर्सेज हैं जी।
आपसे थोड़ी ना पूछ रहे हैं कि डेटा का क्या डेटा,
ट्रैफिक का डाटा क्या लेते हैं, राइट। तो हम ट्रैफिक का डाटा जी, जो ट्रैफिक का रेगुलर डाटा होता है, स्पीड है, डायरेक्शन है, कितनी देर, ये इस तरह का डाटा लेते हैं। थैंक यू।
Thank you. So we have almost done, but we'll take one or maximum 2 questions from the audience because they had been listening since almost an hour. So 2 very quick questions anybody can ask. Mr. Senthu, you are already doing in AI, so you want to say something? How your near misses or something? Just 1 minute.
Yeah, so one of the main things that I want to really question on is how much of this of solutions that we are doing that we can really focus on prevention. I think Sir mentioned about on bringing down the fatalities and making sure that we have the electronic enforcement, right? So apart from that, I think one of the focuses that we are also doing on is even before the accidents happen, try to find out the the hotspots where the accidents can happen, like the near misses where it could have happened, because we do have a report of the accidents, but I think we should also be seeing the near misses, and I think we can take actions based on those on that as well. So thank you.
Absolutely. Instead of after an accident saying that this is a black spot and now rectify after sacrificing few lives, that's not the human way. Best is near misses, what you said. AI can predict by pattern that this is going to be a accident prone area and can be corrected. Any other question by anyone, please? I think there is one question. Last.
My question relates to the safety, which, and I would specifically ask Shri Bandyopadhyay ji for this. There have been, we all know that in India we have large number of accidents. As your data said, that 170,000 people die every day. Now my question is, what are the efforts being done? Because I feel that the issue of driving license, the way we issue driving license, that is the biggest culprit, because the education part is not there. You know, the large number of people who, population who have driving license, even in this room, if you see, we haven't had a proper test or education on that. So that is the reason that we do not follow the traffic rules. Even though we do want to follow the traffic rules, we are not aware of. A case and example is when you are on highways, the lane driving. You will never see a lorry driver driving on his lane. He or she will always be on the fast lane. That what happens is that because of that, everybody else has to overtake from the other side. And if you have vehicles coming on the opposite direction, and the fatalities happen there. This is a very basic thing. I'm just giving you an example, you know. So my understanding is that how is AI going to improve the issue of driving license? Because that's where the basic problem comes in. Once you improve the driving license issuing system, everything else will be
thanks,
taken
we
care.
understood.
See, first, I don't answer this question. I am not government. You have to ask the transport minister of center and this state. We also ask them. But of course, what can AI do? I can foresee is that the IRAD system, which is collecting the data on every accident and linking it to CCTNS, it will throw the data that if the accident happens, whether this was a licensed person, which is the license issuing authority, whether he had training or not for this, so the whole licensing system can be improved. And government, you should actually ask the government on this. We also ask them. We are Supreme Court. We ask government, the center as well as the state on this. They are trying to automatize the driving test, both the theoretical one and the practical one. But I agree that a lot has to be done. Okay. I don't know when you took your license, whether the serious testing was there or not. But of course, everybody knows that the quality is improving, but there is much to do. Huh?
Right. Thank you, sir.
You are
I
aware
think,
of that.
yeah. Just to add the AI angle which you asked in the driving license. So as sir said, automation is there, now it has to be. Now we are, the government is planning to put an IoT while testing driving is learning license time to score, and then score will determine whether DL will be given or no. One. Second thing is where AI actually comes is the driver monitoring system, which is most likely will be mandated in a year or so, because draft is already circulated by government, where the camera is continuously looking at the driver's alertness. If there are violations are there, those are already they are detected violations, and then this is converted into a real time driver score that gives the real. So my license may be 20-year-old, but current my driving skill may have gone down. So that will give me exact. So that's a good use of AI. Thank you very much for asking this question.
Can I have a follow-up question on that?
Let me just last question, and if time permits, will. Mr. Chaitanya, you wanted to ask some question. Actually, sir, Chaitanya has developed a good solution where while decelerating the vehicle, the light. So this the collision, which you can explain it quickly and ask the question.
So, we wanted to prevent accidents at large, and that is where we are targeting to prevent rear-end collisions, which are the highest in number. But anyway, my question is, to prevent accidents at large, like what could be the AI involvement? Like, is it the hardware part or the software part, and how we can prevent it? Do we need to approach it as an OEM level or at a large scale level, where it goes into the implementation as an aftermarket fit also? So because, to prevent accidents at large, if we go only for the OEM level, it might take a lot of time to get into all these vehicles. So what could be the challenges on implementing the AI at the hardware and the software part?
I think what happens, if there is if you see the accident data, fatalities data, some intervention is required. And if AI solution is available, Mr. Banerjee will can speak on this, is available in other part of the world, Why can't it be brought to country to save life? And then the regulations are made, they are made compulsory, and the OEMs have to follow that. And it is already available as the vehicles of, say, 3 global companies. Others can't say, no, we don't have this solution, we'll have to take time. So that is one. Secondly, if some new innovation is done for Indian condition, then you go in front of the government, says, very good, follow it in these stretches, in this 100 districts to start with. And then it can be additive on certain of the vehicles, like the control of the iris or checking the iris of the truck drivers and so on. If a certified stable solution is available, they can be add-on on the existing trucks as well as the new trucks which are coming on. I think Mr. Banerjee will be able to.
Thank you very
I
much.
think we are very clear that collision avoidance braking systems are already in place. Once the GPS monitored positioning of the vehicles are implemented, I think accidents will not happen. It's a matter of time. You will see very soon with software defined vehicles, with connectivity, with GPS locations. CV2X approval, which is pending with the DOT because of the complexities, is under consideration. But very soon you will realize that we will have a scenario where 2 vehicles will never collide.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir, and thank you, Mr. Banerjee, for clarifying, because it's overall the total ecosystems have come to force. And as Sanjay sir rightly said, if it is implemented anywhere in the world, so what is hitch to bring it in India? Nothing. You start it, and as the government is very clear, you just heard the member technical saying that if CV2X, they're also coming up with, because it's already in US. Mr. Puneet, you want to add one line on that? What has been the...
No, I think it was very good to hear that at least the globally harmonized spectrum 5.9 gigahertz that you mentioned, that is something which is under serious consideration. So that is something which is very good to hear. And one of the things, I also have Mr. Singh from TC, under whose chairmanship we spent a very long time deliberating wide variety of scenario situations. And one of the key understanding that we have is that we really have to look at what is specific for India that we need to do. And that committee did document that we have to do those India-specific trials and gain Indian experiences, and which is what Mr. Bandyopadhyay did mention, that our Indian fatalities may have unique differences, which may be slightly different from the rest of the world. And how do we utilize the technology to help in that? So
Thank you very much. So with this, as we already crossed the time and we are getting a lot of reminders from them, thank you very much to the esteemed panelists, our guest on the dais, the guest in the as a participants and the delegates. Thank you very much for your valuable time. I will give the mic back to Dr. Shiv to close the ceremony with facilities and tools.
Thank you, sir. It has been very enlightening, and I think it was deliberated in spite of the shortage of time, though we have taken 10 to 12 minutes extra, but I think that's fine, because no other session was there, so they could accommodate it for the 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Now, we'll move fast, and I'll request first, Professor Sikda sir, please come forward and felicitate our special guest, distinguished guest, Sanjay sir. Now to the member technology, I'll request Mr. Sonal, please come forward, along with Akhilesh sir. Sir, you also join hands. I think Mr. P.K. Banerjee, sir. I'll request Senturan Karthikeyan. Aishwarya from the OMI Foundation. She is the one who helped us in making the AI roadmap report, which basically, report. Yeah. So maybe Dr. Puneet, please. Now I'll request Akhilesh sir to hand over to the Mr. Joshi. Felicitate to the Joshi sir first. So, to the Sonal sir, Arjun, you can take the along with Akhilesh sir. Mr. Jitendra, can you come forward? And I'll request Mr. Atul Rai to join hands with Akhilesh sir. Yeah. Professor Sparsh Mittal, I will take this opportunity. Come forward. Sir, can you hand over the report on the AI? We have to the special guests, our chief guest and the guest of honors. Yeah. One should be good enough. Yeah. Yeah, that's good enough. No problem. Yeah. With that, with this, I will thank each and everyone, our dignitaries, for taking time. Thank you very much, and giving us such a vast of the knowledge, words of the wisdom, and I'm sure some of the recommendations we have given should be incorporated in the proceedings, and we'll submit very soon, in a couple of days, we'll submit a report. Certainly, we'll take the help of OMI again, because they are the expert, they are the consultant in this activity, which I've been doing. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, please. Why not? Yes, yes, sir, yeah. Yeah, please join. Please join. They are the authors from the OMI who has helped us in making these reports. We have released 9 reports, so one of them was on the AI, on the roadmap. Sikdar sir, please give the blessing. Professor Sikdar has been into the CRRI, so he was the director of the R&D. And other than the dignitaries, my special thanks to R.S. Singh sir, because he has been the chairman of the committee and who has come up with a very nice report, very elaborated report. Sir, thank you very much for coming and doing such a great work. Each and every audience, all the industry members, our friends, thank you very much. Thanks to the organizers who has given us the opportunity.